Hello everybody. My little princess is busy today, so Gammy has to make Italian cookies. So today I'm making a recipe from an aunt from many years ago, and they're the seed cookies, or we call them in Italian giugiuleni. So we're going to start with putting 1.5 cups of, it's called for lard, but we don't use lard. I use Crisco. And then 1 3/4 cups of sugar. We're going to pour it in there. And we're going to start it on low. There we go. We're going to keep on letting it beat until it's nice and incorporated, getting all the sugar from the bottom. Sometimes I press a little bit on the mix master so this way it gets to the bottom. You can also use a regular mixer if you don't have a mix master. I'm going to turn it up just a bit. Now I'm going to add 3 eggs. Carefully not to spill them. And I'm also going to incorporate these for a little bit. And you want to make sure once it beats a little bit that you take the Crisco and the sugar off the sides of the mix master so it gets all mixed up. Now it's pretty well incorporated. So what next we're going to add in is, it calls for 3 teaspoons of vanilla or anise, and I do a little mixture. So what I did on this, I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 teaspoon of anise extract. And this is what I use. And I'm telling you, it makes a big difference in the taste of the cookies. It's vanilla tonics, and that's straight from Mexico. I ordered online. There's the Nielsen, the vanilla bean paste, and then I use organic anise extract. Now you could put all vanilla if you don't like anise. Today we wanted to make some with anise, so I'm going to put that in right now. Okay, so now we're going to add 6 cups of flour. I had to get a helper to assist me. And 6 teaspoons of baking powder. And 1/4 cup of milk. Okay, now we're going to beat that on low. And that's how easy these are. Now we don't want to overbeat it, but we want to make sure it's all incorporated. I think it's perfect. Now, what I usually do, well, it can stay a little more. What I usually do is I kind of like test it with my finger, make sure it's not too moist. If it's too moist, then I just put a tad of flour in there. But you don't want to put too much flour because it makes the cookies taste bad. Alright, so it looks like that's done. As easy as that. Now it's time to, I scoop them out because I'm a little lazy. I scoop them with a scooper, but the real Italians roll it. And we're going to do a little bit of both. Okay, so here's the dough. And then what you do is, which this is how I do it to make it easier, but you put 2 cups of 2% milk or whole milk in a bowl, and I use about 2 or 3 teaspoons of the vanilla. And what you do is you're going to I make these into a bowl. I put them into here. You soak them so they get all nice and wet, and then they go into sesame seeds. Now these sesame seeds you could probably pick up at an Italian store. I don't know if you can buy them online, or sometimes if you have an Italian bakery, they'll sell you some of these. So what my husband's doing right here is he's making them like the old-fashioned way, the traditional way. So he's going to he's rolling them into like a snake, and then, or like a log, and then he'll put them in the milk mixture with this. It makes it easier, and then roll them in the seeds, and then they go in the baking pans, and we cook them for 350. And I usually try to do 6 minutes, and then I switch the racks. So I put the bottom one on the top and the top one on the bottom, and this way they don't really get too brown. And I cook them for another 6 minutes, and then you see. So and when the bottoms are lightly brown, they're done. So I'll show you in a minute what I do. I just take a scooper, and I don't even measure it. Well, I mean, I measure it to the amount of the scooper, and then I put that right in. I don't even make them into balls, because when they cook, they get round anyway. So now I kind of like put them in the water bath. Then you kind of shake it off, and then you drop them right into the seeds. Now you take the seeds, and you're going to spread them around, and then you're going to put them on the baking sheet. And I probably put, they get a little bigger, but not a huge amount. So if you're using a small scoop, which I am, and I don't really know what number this is. It's a small scoop, so it might be like a tablespoon. And you could put at least 4 in the roll. Alright, my husband's doing 5, but that's okay. And now he is going to do the same thing with the logs that he did. So Frank, do you want to put a couple? Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to roll them in the milk mixture, and it really helps that you put the vanilla in here because it gives them extra vanilla flavor. And if you want more Italian cooking for the recipes, and if you want to see me more making Italian cookies that are authentic, please subscribe to our channel. I really appreciate that. And I do have a lot of Italian recipes that were passed down from my great-grandmother, grandmother, aunts that all have passed. And I try to make them a little easier, so they're easy to follow, and they are simple recipes, and they taste delicious. Okay, they are ready to go in the oven. We are able to get 30 in each cookie sheet, and we will time them for 6 minutes. Alright, and we will wait. Okay, it's been 6 minutes, and now what we're going to do is take these out. Put these in the bottom. and put them in for another 6 minutes. Okay, so the ones that are in logs are cooked. I had to put them in for 4 more minutes, so the total cook time for these was 16 minutes, but I did 8 minutes on the lower rack and 8 minutes on the upper rack. So this is how the bottom should look. They shouldn't be too brown, they shouldn't be too light. And now what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and let them cool, and then you're going to manja, because they smell delicious and you'll have a hard time stopping eating them. Now the round ones are still in the oven because I just checked them and they needed about, I put 3 more minutes on them. So what you're going to do is you're just going to give it a little more cooking time, only by like 2 minutes, because it all depends on your oven as well. If your oven is hot, real hot, runs hot, then you might want to, you know, you'll need some less cooking time. So the importance is if you feel they're not done, check the bottoms, and if they're still too light, then you would just want to put them in for 2 more minutes and then check them again. And then, you know, keep on checking until they're done, because you definitely don't want to burn them. You spend a lot of time and ingredients, and you definitely don't want to burn them. So I will show you the round ones when they come out of the oven. Okay, here's the round cookies, and see the bottom of the round cookie? That's what that should look like as well. Some of them did open up, but that's fine. And now what you're going to do is you're going to want to put them on a cooling rack until they're cooled, and then you can eat them. And then we're going to display them when they're finished. But please, if you like the recipes and you want to continue to watch me make Italian cookies, please hit the subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. Here's the finished product. Now, I forgot to mention this recipe, because it had 6 cups of flour, made approximately 130 cookies. So if you want to put it in half, you can, but it calls for 3 eggs, so I don't know how you'd do that. Maybe if you somehow weigh it and then do half of that, and then you should be able to half the rest of the ingredients. I have halved it before if I didn't need that many cookies. But they're so delicious, and they freeze well. So thank you so much for watching the video. My granddaughter's going to miss making these with me. Her YouTube channel is Baking with my 4-year-old Princess Emmeline. If you'd please like and share and subscribe to our channel, I'd appreciate it. We'll see you next time.